Hey everyone, welcome to Chat Through with Olajumoke. So it's the last episode of 10 things that I've learned in my 10 years of marriage, and I decided to do it in my husband's shirt. So I'm wearing his shirt. Yes, I'm wearing his shirt. Alright, so I hope you have been learning some things from the lessons I've shared so far. Alright, so here's the thing. These are not all the lessons I've learned in my marriage, but I decided to just bring out 10 things because it's 10 years. I hope you get the gist. Right, so on this episode, I'm going to be doing lesson 9 and lesson 10, and there'll be bonus as well. Alright, so lesson 9 is living with in-laws. So living with in-laws takes a lot of wisdom. Remember that 20-something years or 30-something years of your life, depending on when you married, you were raised by somebody and your spouse was raised by another person, and you have to come together and live together. So it's always very important that you understand that you have different backgrounds. The way you see life is different. The way you were raised is different. And so you need to keep the emotions of your spouse in check. I mean, you need to understand, okay, so what's the word now? You need to understand that your spouse might not like everything that is happening around you. And so it's important that in living with in-laws, you use a lot of wisdom. A lot of wisdom is required for mother-in-laws, sisters-in-laws, brother-in-laws. You need a lot of wisdom. So as much as you can, okay, so I have learned that as much as you can, accommodate them. Yes, but I want to also say that when an in-law is visiting, please can you tell your spouse ahead of time so that your spouse can program mind. Okay, so let me talk from my own perspective. So I am someone that I deal with everything I do has to do with my mind. So if I'm going to do something, I would have started processing it for days or for weeks, putting myself in that place. That's my temperament. So just bringing up and telling your spouse that, okay, so somebody is coming just like that without prior notice can be a lot. Yes, it can be a lot. And so I think that spouses should be considerate. Again, this is my temperament, but then there are some people that are the happy, choppy, chummy, that they don't worry, they don't care. But whatever it is, just consider, you should have known your spouse, you should have known the temperament of your spouse. So, so when things like that is going to happen, even if the person is happy, choppy, it's also good to let your spouse to be aware so that your spouse can prepare. This especially has to do with wives, right? So that the wife can prepare the home, prepare her mind, prepare everything that she needs to prepare so that, the whole place is set. And also I want to say that during Omugo, there's always a lot of roller coaster back and forth. This is the way we do it. The mother-in-law, that's the mother of the husband, is saying this is how we do it, and the wife is saying no, I don't want to do that. And then there's a lot of friction. I think you need wisdom, a lot of wisdom to deal with that. You people can talk about it before the baby comes. And okay, so who is coming? Is it my mom that is coming? Is it your mom that is coming? Okay, if this person is coming, let them use so time, let them use so time, right? So that could work. And also what worked for me in the early years of my marriage was I always made sure that none of my siblings or none of my spouse's siblings were together, so that there'll be no friction. So if somebody is coming, I'll say, okay, you come at this time, this person would have gone. You come at this time, this person would have gone. So those are the little things. Just make sure that you use wisdom. Ask God for wisdom, because dealing with in-laws is a lot of work. We cannot even exhaust it, because there are some in-laws that are very nice. Yes, I've seen in-laws that are so nice, are so sweet, sweeter than your parents and your siblings. And I've also seen in-laws that are the other way around. So it's a lot. I can't say it's a straight line on how you can do it, but just ask God for wisdom. If you have had friction, maybe when one in-law came around, think about how you can make it better when again next time, so that you don't have that friction. So it takes a lot of wisdom, right? So I hope I've been able to pass that message across. So dealing with in-laws is a lot of work. So you need wisdom. You need to communicate with your spouse. You need to talk to him or her on expectations and what you don't want and all of that, and make sure your spouse has your back always. Please don't insult your spouse in the presence of your siblings or stuff. It's very, very important. Or your in front of your siblings or in front of your parents. Please don't do that. Make sure you have the back of your spouse always. Lesson number 10 is motherhood is hard work. Oh my goodness, motherhood is hard work. Nobody prepares you for it. There is no manual for it. Sometimes you don't have an idea of what you are doing. You are just doing. You're just doing. You're just doing. You're trying to put the best you can. You're trying to do the best that you can. And so you learn on the job. You learn on the job. You can talk to people that have been there before. You try and understand the temperaments of your children. Child A is different from child B. Child B is different from child C. So the way you correct them is different. So understand that sometimes there was something that even happened to me recently, that my daughter went to go and ask a question, went to go and ask a teacher a question that she should have asked me. And here am I thinking that I'm super mom. They can talk to me about anything, they can do anything. And I was so embarrassed that I thought that we had created an atmosphere where you can talk to me about anything. And why would you go there and go and be talking to your teacher or asking your teacher this question? And I was embarrassed. But again, what am I saying in essence? So we do the best that we can. Do the best. Just make sure that you're doing your best, and God is going to crown your effort with success. And remember that in you being a mom, in you being a good mom and a good spouse or a good wife, in all of that, don't forget yourself. Don't forget yourself. Right? So what am I saying in essence? Motherhood is a lot of work. Motherhood is hard. Parenting generally is hard, but thank God for God giving us grace daily to do this. All right, so that's lesson 10. Now the bonus is this. So someone asked a question in our video, the previous video, about how we met, and somebody was asking that how have we been able to handle our differences? How do we handle our differences? So let me do that here. So I am someone who is very expressive. I'm very expressive. So when something happens, I want to illustrate and explain everything A1, A2, A3, A4 like that. And my husband is not the talking type. So we've had that issues, in time past where that I'm trying. Why did you do that? Okay, why? And you're saying sorry. I'm saying that okay, you should have done something. Why? You should have done something that would not have made you do that. And all of that. And the man is saying, this woman, leave me alone. I'm tired, right? So I've learned over time that he's not much of the talking type. So I've learned to pipe down. So it has to do with a lot of you working on yourself. It has to do with a lot of working on yourself, where both of you come together. You cannot just stay and say, this is my temperament, this is who I am, this is who I am. Your marriage will not work. You guys will be having issues all the time. So you need to put yourself in a place where you can calm down, you can cut some excesses, to fit into your spouse, right? So I am the talky type. I am the expressional type, but he is just a man of one word. But when he's going to say something, if he's going to say, if for example I've been talking and he wants to just get angry, if you just shout at you once like this and say, woman, my friend, leave me alone, you will just go and calm down. All the talk I've been talking, you just go and calm down. So what am I saying in essence is that you need to be able to understand who your spouse is, and that takes a while. That takes a while, because there are some things that your spouse is going to manifest that you'll be wondering that, am I sure this is the person I married? In fact, sometimes you don't know how you're going to relate to certain issues except the issues face you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So understand that both of you are different and try to work on yourself. So if one person is working on herself or himself and the other is not working on themselves, then you're not going to have results. So when I say work on yourself, both of you should work on yourselves, so that you can meet on a line, so that one person is not here, one person is not there, then there'll still be friction. So that's actually what happens for us. We have individual differences. The way I was brought up more posh, apologies to Mr. Goke, I was brought up more posh than him. And so there are some things that he would do that I'll be like, why would you do this? Why will you put this here? Why will you sit down here? Why will you do that? But I've learned that, okay, sometimes talking does not work. So I just pack those things myself and just leave it. Sometimes I still talk that since all these years I've been saying this thing. So when you're saying those things, you say it in a playful manner that it doesn't get upset and stuff. So that's how I've been able to. It's still a lot of wisdom. You need a lot of wisdom in marriage. You need a lot of wisdom, grace of God. You need grace of God. You need wisdom, and so many other things. I cannot exhaust all of these things because sometimes you don't even know how to say it until maybe there is a particular scenario that is painted. But of course, if there is anything that you want me to add, if there's any question you want me to answer, please reach out to me. I hope all of these episodes have been helpful and have been relatable as much as possible. Thank you for always being with Chat with Olajumoke. I love you guys. See you again next time. Bye-bye.